Hey there. Today, we're going to get right into what Armasourcing is really looking for in a virtual assistant. And let me tell you, it's so much more about a specific mindset than it is about just a skill set.
So let's start with a really simple question. Are you looking for a job where you just go down a list and tick off the boxes? Or do you want something more? A role where your ability to think is actually your most valuable asset? Because we need to be clear right from the get-go. This is not your typical VA job. Think of this first part as a really clear filter to help you figure out if this is the right place for you.
Let's just be super direct. If your ideal day involves getting a task, following the steps exactly, and then moving on without thinking about what comes next, then Armasourcing probably isn't going to be the right fit. And you know what? That is perfectly okay.
But if you're the kind of person who gets excited about seeing the big picture, who wants to contribute real ideas and be an actual partner in a company's success, well, then you should definitely stick around.
So let's really dig into that difference. We're talking about a shift from being a simple task executor to becoming something way more powerful, a thinking partner.
And here it is, the core of the whole thing. A strategic Filipino virtual assistant is a thinking partner. The goal isn't just about getting the work done. It's about helping the business make smarter decisions because of the work you're doing.
So what does that actually look like day to day? Well, it means you don't just complete a task, you get the why behind it. You're not just crunching numbers, you're spotting trends and opportunities. You're thinking ahead to stop problems before they even start, you're suggesting ways to make things better, and you're sharing insights, not just boring status updates.
This right here is the perfect example. On the left, a standard VA update. It's a fact. I scheduled 5 calls. Totally fine. But look at the right. A strategic VA says, I scheduled the 5 calls, and I noticed a bunch of prospects are asking about something we don't offer yet. Maybe that's a new opportunity. Oh, and I also found a tweak to our scheduling that could get us more calls. See the difference? One is a report. The other is business intelligence.
So that brings us to the Armasourcing mindset. This is what we are actively looking for in the people who apply.
It really boils down to these 5 core traits. First, clear communication. You write clean updates and ask smart questions that prevent confusion. Second, ownership. You see tasks all the way through, no loose ends. Third, curiosity. You're always looking for patterns and asking, how can we make this better? Then there's good judgment, knowing when to make a decision and when to ask for guidance. And finally, systems thinking. You love checklists, templates, and building processes that just work.
And this quote kind of sums it all up, right? This role is for people who get a kick out of making things better, not just getting them done. It's for the thinkers and the improvers.
This idea of ownership is so important that we have a whole system for it called the definition of done. See, a task isn't done just because you did the work. It's only done when 5 things are true. It's complete, nothing is missing. It's correct, it's been checked and meets the quality standard. It's documented, the work is saved where it belongs. It's communicated, the right person knows it's finished. And finally, it's closed loop, the next step is already handled. If even one of those is missing, the task is still in progress.
Now, you might be thinking, wow, that's a high bar. But you're not just expected to know all this from day one. Armasourcing has a unique process to build you into a strategic VA.
The training is built on these 4 pillars. First, a business deep dive, so you really understand the client's world. Then, pattern training, where you learn how to spot those trends and opportunities. The third pillar is strategic thinking, which is all about connecting your daily tasks to the big business goals. And finally, it all leads to proactive intelligence, where you start suggesting what to do next without even being asked.
The entire point of this training is simple. It's designed to transform you from a helper who follows instructions into a partner who helps set the direction.
All right, so after hearing all that, the big question is, are you the right fit? And maybe more importantly, how do you actually show that in your application?
The thing is, the strongest applicants are already working this way. They naturally give updates with links and proof. They don't just say what they did, they explain why it matters. They're always suggesting little improvements based on what they see. Their questions show they're thinking ahead. At the end of the day, they make work easier for everyone else on the team, not harder.
So here's your final check. You should only apply if you're truly ready to own the outcomes, not just the tasks. If you're ready to communicate clearly and consistently, to think in systems, and to share your insights to make the business better.
Because ultimately, that's what this is all about. This isn't just about being an assistant. It's about becoming a business multiplier. And if that sounds like the kind of challenge you've been looking for, then you're in the right place.